chill.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk about the nerdy news that you need to know about. It's the only news that matters. It's good news. And on today's show, Pinhead looks horrifying, Rings of Power is mortifying, and being a pro wrestler really bites. But as you know, here at Model Behaviour, action figures always come first.
Or sometimes not at all.
So let's not stand on ceremony. Mr. Wayne. Hello. Let's talk about him. First up, gang, McFarlane DC. Had to think about what I was going to talk about there. McFarlane DC have revealed their full Build-A-Figure wave for their Flash Speed Metal line and state of these costume designs. But that's where I'm going to stop that criticism because, oh my goodness, I went into a fun little rant on the live stream yesterday and I thought, this is so much fun. This is kind of like a roasting. I'm going to put this up as a separate video. And then I realized, you know what? That's not model behavior. Yes, it was very funny to rag on the designs, but then again, it's not what this channel is about, is tearing things down. No, we like to build things up. So after a little reflection, I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to take that down and actually be a little bit more fair. Because to be honest, I was making fun of the costume designs, but they are like, boom, straight up. That is exactly what they look like in the story. So it's as a translation from page to product, 10 out of 10, absolutely nailed it. But what is kind of annoying for DC fans, and I like, excuse me while I get annoyed on your behalf, but that's what the internet is all about, isn't it? It's getting annoyed for other people who are like, dude, I really don't care. But we're getting all these bizarre versions of characters, and people are like, can we not just get the regular version? And Tom McFarlane is, of course, like, oh, we'll get to it eventually, but Wonder Woman is the one that people keep on going back to. They're like, how many different Wonder Women can we get until we just get a regular Wonder Woman? And Todd's like, it's gonna happen. And to quote Alfred from one of the Batman films,
if not now.
well, it seems like you are going to be waiting a while because they are doing more of these unusual, alternate, weird-looking costumes. But hey, I mean, they're going to pop off the shelf if nothing else. So yeah, I was really ragging on these, but just because it's fun to do sometimes. But honestly, as a translation, they look great. So I'm just going to read these off here because I'm not that familiar with the characters. You got Barry Allen, so he looks kind of bright, colourful. Still, a lot of these designs I don't like about McFarlane, where they do have like the rubber pelvis separate section, so it looks like they're wearing incontinence pants. And I'm like, there are so many better ways of designing action figures that if you could work around that and not have the rubber incontinence pants, it looks so much better, dude. But there's Barry Allen, then of course there's Wally West, and again, these are just Flash names that I'm rattling off. I wouldn't pretend to be like, oh yes, of course, this is Wally West from Doobity-Doo timeline, and he's the 87th Flash from this universe. I don't know. He was the Flash that came after Barry Allen, though. I think I know that much. Then we've got Kid Flash, and Kid Flash, I think the costume actually looks kind of cool. But one thing that did irk me that I was talking about with the designs is that the lightning bolts are kind of going off like, they don't sort of work. To have the lightning bolts going directly behind them, they have to be standing still. But if they're standing still, then why are the lightning bolts coming off them? They're not running. But if they are running, then the lightning bolts aren't facing the direction, like the way that the speed should be going. Just saying. And that's not ragging. That's just saying. So then after that, we have Jay Garrick. And Jay Garrick was the one that I was like really hammering on because I mean, the state of this guy that he goes out in public like this. However, I was also then informed, rightly so, that he is in this, I said like a Ziggy Stardust kind of look. That's the whole point. He goes with the death metal Batman who came with the big electric guitar. I mean, it's bonkers and fill your boots. I mean, who am I to talk? Like, I love Spider-Man and we have Spider-Verse and Spider-Ham and all that nonsense. So it's, you know, I'm totally in a glass house here that's built out of sand. And glass is built from sand, so yeah, that's clever. So yeah, it looks bonkers and ridiculous. And that's the main one that I think a lot of people were saying, like, can't we just get a classic Jay Garrick? And Tom McFarlane's like, no! You're gonna get this one! Maybe one day, who knows. And then finally, we've got the actual Build-A-Figure, which is this awesome looking Blackest Night. Is it Blackest Night? Darkest Night? Darkest Night. Which is another version of the Batman Who Laughs. And this, I just saw it instantly, and I'm not alone in saying this, absolute carnage. That would make a perfect custom for anyone who wants to do an absolute carnage. Just throw in some extra spine column in the middle there, quick little repaint, bada boom, you got yourself a carnage. But I think that design looks very cool. The way that he's photographed, like his knee, he looks a little bit knock-kneed, so hopefully he can pose well. But as far as a Build-A-Figure goes, it looks creative, interesting, so yeah, it's a fun kind of line. It's a bonkers, ludicrous-looking kind of line, but if you're a big fan of the speed metal redesigns, then dang it, this one's gonna be for you. Mattel Creations are giving you the chance to pick up a Masters of the Universe Grizzlor figure. And he's just a really cute, fun-looking little fluff ball. I'm not a huge Masters of the Universe guy, but I recognize Grizzlor from way back in the long ago. And the way that I think these Mattel Creations are sort of done is that you order them on the website. They have like a fixed number that you can order. They're like, you can get in there early and get those orders in. If you don't get that window though, there's a second window where you can place a pre-order, and then they will make them to order. And then that's it. That's all you're getting. So if you're a hardcore Masters of the Universe collector, you want to get your fluffy Grizzlor, who does look, he looks like a critter. He looks like a critter from the movie of the same name. And that's kind of fun. I dig it. And it's $18, which in this economic world in which we live, it's not that bad. Really. $18 if you want to be a Masters of the Universe completionist, that's fine. So yeah, check out Mattel Creations, pick yourself up a Grizzlor. Now this is one that's kind of close to my heart. WWE Fan Takeover Mattel Ultimates Goldberg figure. Goldberg. Wow, that just triggered the music playing in my head now. Now I've got Goldberg's theme while I'm talking. This looks like a really good package. These Ultimate figures, they live up to the name. Again, these are the ones that really, like, it tempts me to get into getting some wrestling figures. Because this is just straight out of 1998. And it looks the business because a lot of thought has gone into this. And I dig that. 3 different heads. That instantly is going to get my attention. But the fact that one of them has the smoke, the fire breathing looking Goldberg, that's really cool. If anyone hasn't seen Goldberg's entrance, he has all these sparklers and pyro, and he literally breathes in all the smoke. I'm not sure how good it is for you. And then he would breathe out all of it. It would look awesome. I mean, it can't be any worse than vaping, I suppose. Jeez, I went to a theme park, Thought Park, the other day, and I was just surrounded by like 13-year-olds with their vape pens. And I was like, geez, this is society, man. We're not getting better. I'm telling you that. It was 13-year-olds with vape pens and social media IDs tagged everywhere. They're like Shaznay's Instagram written on every wall and stuff. It's like if they ever wanted to prosecute people for vandalizing their property, they wouldn't have to look hard. It's like, wow, I wonder who did this. Oh, it's Baz at Instagram. Genius. So still, what was I talking about? Goldberg. Goldberg looks really fun. I just straight out of 1998. I think the hair looks a bit, I'm not sure about the chest hair. It looks like someone just got a marker and just went like this. That doesn't look great. But besides that, the rest of him, the rest of him looks really cool. I approve of this Goldberg. Super 7 are doing a reaction figure of Willow and Elora, the little baby from the movie Willow. This is actually the second time that I've filmed this segment. I spent ages going, we're getting a Willow figure of the little guy. What's the name of the little guy in Willow? The movie Willow? What's the name of the main character? Yeah, freaking Willow, Dave. I have actually seen that movie, but I saw it at the cinema. That's like 35 years ago. It's been a long time. So forgive me for that little brain fart. But yes, you can get a Super 7 reaction style Willow with the little baby. Kind of cute. But you've either got to go to the D23 Expo to pick it up, which runs from the 9th to the 11th of this month. Hopefully there's going to be some good stuff revealed there. Or you can get him exclusively at Disney stores as well. So that's kind of fun. I think, are we getting a new Willow TV show? Is that it? Or it's not a movie, it's a TV show, right? I'm going to have to look that up. But still, hey, Willow's still a thing. That's kind of fun. Back over to McFarlane, and we are getting 2, well actually kind of 3 more Mortal Kombat figures. This is wave 10, I do believe. No, yes, turning into the Zodiac there. No, yes, it's Mortal Kombat 11, wave 10. And now we're getting a Batman Who Laughs, and he looks kind of cool. I gotta say, like, I don't know how he compares to the Batman Who Laughs that has already come out on the regular DC line, because we've had at least 2 of those. We've had the regular one, and we had the one with the wings, the Sky Tyrant. He looked really cool, actually. I did like that figure. But now we're getting one from the Mortal Kombat 11, which I don't think was a specific downloadable character, but it was a skin that you could put on the Joker, I think. And it looks pretty cool. Give props for that. I like it. Looks badass, scary, just like the Batman Who Laughs should do. And then also we're getting a red, is it red? Rapid Red Cabal, which I think is just a repaint, but I don't have the side-by-side comparison. I can't tell you, so your mind is just going to vary. If you want every different permutation of character, pick this guy up too. But I'm a big Cabal fan in general. I just think human, cyborg, hybrid, zombie, scarred up type character, yeah, that's wicked. That's wicked. And then there's a third one that we don't have a picture of, but this sounds kind of interesting, which is Shadow of Spawn. You check me checking my notes, but it's what we do. Shadow of Spawn, I think from my little Googling, because there's so many different skins, but I think that's the more classic Spawn. I think that's like original first appearance Spawn with the red on the body, which I always liked. I always thought it was a shame when they took the red off the body. It just made him look plain, you know? So having that back on there, if they do a decent standalone McFarlane classic looking red Spawn, I could be on board for that. I mean, actually, I'm lucky enough. I've got an amazing customer friend of mine made for me with like a wide cape of that design. Robert, chef's kiss on your work there. But still, these look kind of fun, so look out for them soon. But McFarlane is not done there. They have also shown images of their McFarlane's Dragons Season 8 Eternal Clan figure. Again, had to read that off my screen, could not remember all those words in the right order. But McFarlane Dragons, they were a thing from the early 2000s, I think. And this is McFarlane going, look, if you're going to insist that I put articulation in my action figures, then I'm going to do my own line of dragons and put minimal articulation in, because that's what action figures should be like. That's my Todd McFarlane. And yeah, this is classic old school McFarlane, where it's like, well, it's kind of an action figure. You can turn some bits of it, but it is more of a posed statue. But if you're big into your dragons, then this is going to be for you, because what McFarlane always have going for them, I was going to say always have going for them, but often have going for them, are beautiful sculpts, and when they get it right and do a wash and shading and stuff, nice paintwork. That's more of a caveat on that one. But this one looks very, very pretty. If you just want a dragon for your shelf, or judging by this line, a whole series of dragons, then this one might just float your potatoes. That's not an expression. Super 7 are going back to Halloween Town. This is Halloween, this is Halloween. That's just in my head now as well. I was playing Final Fantasy XIV, and I realized that they've totally taken that tune and just like, yep, we're going to have that, and we're going to put it in our game. Please don't sue. That's like, I admire the gumption of them doing that. But yes, we don't know exactly what the figure's going to be. It's the mask from one of the kids, is it? Lock, Shock, and Barrel? I'm a fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, but I just can't remember exactly which one sported that mask. Is it going to be a reaction figure? Is it going to be an ultimate figure? We don't know. Is it even going to come out in time for this Halloween? Your guess is as good as mine, but hey, something to look forward to, am I right? Of course I'm right. It's my channel. Now we're moving on to a couple of big ones, and hoo-ha! This is the kind of stuff that can separate me from my money real easily. Maestro Union, that's the name of the creator. Foray Planet is the name of the line, and this figure is Veteran William. 1/12 scale Wolfman figure, basically. Pardon me for reading off the details, but again, I wanted to get the right words in the right order. This looks amazing. First of all, 1/12 scale. That's the sweet spot. That's where we like it. And this, first of all, nearly $100. It's about $94. Going to be coming out around about December this year. So soon. Real soon. But yes, granted, he cost the price of about, say, 4 Marvel Legends, or 3 if you're paying the silly prices they ask for some of their more exclusive ones. But just look at what you get. That's what I'm saying. Look at the value for money you're getting this. The size, the chunk, the all original sculpt. No repaints going on here, baby. This is all OG. Just for this one figure. And if you want this standalone Fu-Ray line of figures, boom, there you go, you're getting started. But you could put him in with your Marvel Legends. He could be a Man-Wolf, a Werewolf by Night, Jack Russell. So many different options. And the fact that with this line, you can swap over the different parts to have completely different looks, like full-on sort of naked, but for his fur, Wolfman, or actually wearing the different gear, the clothes, the costumes, all the different gimmicks going on there. So much stuff you can do. This, honestly, like this is where I get the love for action figures, right here. This is where like the artistry, the creativity, everything that's gone into this. So impressed. Major Dave being impressed is what we're seeing here. I really want to get into this line, but again, like they're $100 a piece, so maybe I'll just admire them from afar. That might be a better bet. I think what with energy bills being what they are, it's time to start tightening those belts a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But still, he looks absolutely gorgeous. Keep an eye out for him. But if you're worried that he's going to get a little bit lonely on his own on Fu-Ray Planet, we have some pictures courtesy of Isaac Wong on Instagram. Go check that dude out. And then also they were posted on TNI News, which is where I found them. Thank you, TNI News. Pow! Don't know why I did finger guns there or why I made the noise of a chicken, but here we are. So they showed pictures of the Maestro Union Fu-Ray Planet Crocker Wilderness Hunter figure. And, oh gosh, everything I just said about the werewolf, yeah, just add more to that for the Crocker. He's been out for a little while now, but we're still like, now we're getting like full on in hand, look at this, you know, I've got him type pictures. And oh man, I kind of wish I got in on the ground floor with this, because just look at him. He looks so good, man. He looks amazing. Oh, I dig it. I dig it the most. I'm just making impressed noises now while you look at the pictures, but just look at them. Again, like the Wolfman, two completely distinct looks. You can have him in his alligator hunter kind of look, or you can strip all that away, have him more basic and bare bones. The washing, the sculpts, the paint, everything. Man, I'm biting my knuckles going, I don't need it. Don't have to spend my money on it, but maybe I do. Maybe I do. I got a box full of Marvel Legends that I really need to sell to exchange into something, you know, that I really want. Because that, you know, I still have, like, I've taken a bunch of Marvel Legends off the shelf and I'm like, I'm going to sell those. And then it's like, well, again, Alfred, if not now, when? Well, maybe now, so that I can justify getting into this Fu-Ray Planet line, because holy potatoes, these look incredible. TV news now, and Hulu have shown some new images of actress Jamie Clayton as Pinhead in their new Hellraiser TV show, which is going to be debuting October 7th, I do believe. I think that these pictures originally came courtesy of USA Today, but also I'm reporting this from bloodydisgusting.com, one of my favorite horror movie websites here. And they're saying, yes, Hellraiser, new image of Jamie Clayton as Pinhead. So Jamie Clayton was in Sense8, and she takes over the role of Pinhead in Hulu's new franchise. And I just gotta say, this looks incredible. I gotta give him credit where it's due. If you're not a horror fan, then this ain't gonna be for you, because this looks like it's gonna be gnarly, nasty, gory, body horror grossness, and my sick little puppy mind is just excited to see what this is gonna be all about. I think that Jamie Clayton looks incredible in this Pinhead makeup, and the Pinhead makeup, that's the thing. They could have like cheaped out and done something kind of rubbish or CGI-ish or just unimaginative. Nah. They're going old school, practical, latex effects. It looks so good, man. The way that the skin is like ripped away from the throat. She's got the puzzle box pieces going on here. Like, it makes me kind of uncomfortable to look at. And that's what it should be. I'm really, really excited for this. Bravo, guys. You done real good. I cannot wait for Pinhead and the rest of the Hellraiser Cenobites to come and terrorize my television screen in, well, only about a month now. Halloween's coming early. Time for some wrestling news now, and AEW, CM Punk, the Young Bucks, the Elite, everything is still kicking off over there. I can barely keep track of it, but let's just talk about what has happened basically. So this is a little cliff notes for those of you who haven't been keeping up with everything that's been dominating pro wrestling for the last 48 hours. CM Punk cut a huge post-match media scrum promo basically, burying Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Hangman Adam Page, basically the founding fathers of All Elite Wrestling, referencing them as being petulant children who have been spreading rumors and stories about him personally. He feels offended. His reputation has been sullied. He has to come out here and defend himself, talking about someone who he doesn't even have contact with anymore, apparently. It's so much he said, she said drama. And you know me, I love drama. So that was just like CM Punk, F-word, F-bombs, just a profanity-laden tirade. Also saying that these guys have achieved nothing in the business, which buries the company he's working for. Even if he's just calling out Hangman Adam Page. By saying you've achieved nothing, you mean, oh wait, so former AEW champion, by the way, AEW is the company that you work for, he's achieved nothing by being AEW champion. Therefore, the company that you're working for that's paying you millions of dollars is nothing. Thanks for that. So then after the press conference, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks go to confront him in his locker room. And unfortunately, Punk is there. Punk's best friend, trainer, Ace Steel is there, and Ace Steel's wife is there. And things get heated, and I guess that maybe Ace Steel thought that his wife was in danger or something, because Punk apparently threw the first punch at Nick Jackson, and Ace Steel decides to activate crazy mode, and apparently hurls a chair at Nick Jackson, I think. And like, there's a lot of he said, she said, eventually ends up biting one of the Young Bucks. Massive brawl, has to be separated by security, and it's like, oh geez Louise, this is insane. This is cuckoo bananas. So now we've got an episode of Dynamite in less than 24 hours time. What on earth is gonna happen? It's sad to see, but also fascinating. I got nothing. Honestly, I love all the guys involved, but also if you just like bin off CM Punk, because what has he really done besides cause drama? I don't know, but man, can't we all just get along? Obviously not, is the answer. And finally, over in TV news, Amazon's Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power seems to have got off to a bit of a shaky start, at least as far as viewing figures are concerned. According to Samba, which is like a ratings aggregator type system, that was technical, wasn't it? According to them, the first episodes got a 1.8 million viewing figure, which isn't much in the grand scheme of things. This is just in the US, but it can be reflective of the rest of the world. So 1.8 is pretty much in line with your sort of average Disney Plus Marvel show. So that's nothing to really get too excited about, considering that the budget was 50 million per episode. That's what's been purported. So it seems that maybe a lot of the negativity that was going into this show with the media and the reporting on it, basically the storyline was, the real life storyline was that if you like the show, then you're a true fan, and if you don't like the idea of the show, then you're an awful racist. And then people on that side were like, if you like the show, it's just because you're a woke sheep, and the other people are like, no, it's because you don't like it because you're an evil human being. And it's like, geez Louise, the poor show's not even debuted yet. And once it did, it was actually like, it was okay. I've enjoyed it so far. I don't think it's great, but it's not terrible either. And also we're 2 episodes in. You know, I'm willing to let the story kind of play out, and we're going to see what happens. But it is a bad sign. 1.8 is it's not a lot. Not when you compare it to House of the Dragon, which apparently got 4.8 million views. Well, you know, in its debut episode. I think it was its debut episode. Yeah, of course it was. So 4.8 against 1.8. There was obviously a lot more goodwill and high expectations going into the Lord of the Rings. This is going to get so confusing talking about it in the future. Going into House of the Dragon. I think people were more hyped for that. Maybe because everyone hated the end of Game of Thrones so much. They were like, look, people recognize how bad that was, so now we're getting a do-over. We can try and do a good show. So maybe that's it. Maybe people were burnt out on the Lord of the Rings, just headbutting, which was just so sad to see. It seems as though Amazon seemed to be investing so much in this like it has to work, but I don't know. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I hope that the Lord of the Rings show is just really great. I hope it picks up steam and really draws people in, and then the ratings, the numbers, and the clicks will go up, and it will be worthy of the $50 million per episode they're spending. At the moment, though, it's not the big runaway success I think anyone was hoping for. Is it going to turn around? Time will tell. In the meantime, though, I'm going to keep on watching it because, quite frankly, both shows, Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings, I'm enjoying them. So until they do anything that makes me think like this is a waste of my time, I'm going to keep on watching and hopefully they're both successful. And that does it for good news for today. So folks, what did you think about the stories covered? Comment below, let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you got to do. You got to join the 6-1 clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. But guys, thanks very much for watching. And until next time, Ash, nice stop motion, but don't forget to do your homework. Keep displaying model behavior.
Cup of coffee. Big time.